Hi guys, welcome to your next recorded mat session. Let's begin with our roll downs. Coming to lay, stand, feet firmly pressed through the mat, hip width apart, fist distance between your heels. Closing the eyes, inhale here, exhale. Rocking back and forth, weight in the toes, more weight in the heels, and again, activating the legs a little bit, coming to a neutral, inhale here, exhale, nod the chin, maximize the flexion of the cervical spine in the neck, rolling down, 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 let the shoulders come forward, let the hands fall naturally, arms remain active, continue to curl, bending the knees when necessary. Inhale here. Exhale, pressing through the heels, correcting the bottom half of the body before restacking the spine. Finally finishing with chin to neutral position. Inhale here. Exhale, diving the forehead forward, chin to chest, maximizing the flexion of the spine all the way down, softening at the knees when necessary, and inhaling at the bottom. Exhale, pressing through the heels, uncurling and restacking, coming to neutral. Our final roll down. Inhale here, nod the chin, curl the neck, let the shoulders roll, let the arms hang, bending the knees to maximize the lumbar flexion, nodding the chin at the base of the position. Inhale here. Exhale, pressing through the heels, scooping the belly, activating the shoulders, and finally coming to stand in neutral position. Wonderful. Coming down to the floor, I begin with our pelvic curls. Laying supine, arms pressed firmly in the mat, into the mat, shoulders are wide and proud, legs are at 90-degree bend, 45-degree bend in the knees, feet firmly placed on the mat. Inhale here, exhale, scoop the belly, making sure to ignite the adductors, the inner thighs, curling, curling, curling the spine, thinking curling, not up. Inhale at the top of the position. Exhale, reversing, articulating the spine, imprinting the lumbar, and finally untilting the pelvis. Inhale here. Exhale. Begin by scooping the belly, driving through the heels, thinking curling, curling, curling. Finally coming to top position. Knees, hips, and shoulders should be creating a lovely diagonal line. Inhale here. Exhale. Planting the ribs, planting the lumbar, finally untucking the pelvis. Inhale here. Make sure that you're pressing wide and firmly through the mat in the arms, active arms. Inhale. Exhale. Scoop the belly. Ignite the adductors. Curling, curling, curling. At the top of the position, we're imagining our knees driving energy towards the front of the room and our heels pulling back. Inhale here. Exhale. Begin the roll down. Planting the ribs. Imprinting the lumbar, and finally coming out of that pelvic tilt. We go two more. Inhale. Exhale. scooping the belly, pressing, 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 curling, curling, curling. Energy through the knees, driving towards the front of the room, heels driving back. Inhale here. Exhale. Reverse articulate. Thinking bone by bone, all the way down until the pelvis, planting the sacrum. We go one more to make 5. Inhale here. Exhale. Knit the ribs down. Begin the curl, pressing through the hands. Scoop the belly. And really thinking articulation, vertebra by vertebra. Inhale at the top. Exhale. Reverse articulate. Going as slowly as you need to. Finally imprinting the lumbar spine and untucking the pelvis. We come to spine twist supine. Bringing the legs together, arms to T position. Palms are flat on the floor. Inhale here. Exhale. Float the legs one at a time to 90 degrees. We're looking for 90 degrees in the hip joint and 90 degrees in the the knee joint as well. We begin our spine to supine. Inhale. Drag the knees slightly over to the right-hand side. Exhale, squeezing the knees, coming back to center. Inhale to the other side. Exhale, squeezing the knees, drawing back to the center. Inhale, we go to the right-hand side again. Exhale, back to center. We go to the left. Inhale. Back to center. Inhale to the right. Dragging the knees back to center. Shoulders are firmly placed on the floor. That is your anchor. We go one more each side. Exhale back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back to center. Planting the feet down one at a time. Recreating that 45-degree bend in the knee joint again. We come to bring our hands behind our heads, slightly interlaced. Head is heavy, as if the head is a weight in the hands, but fingers are lightly interlaced. We inhale here. Exhale, lifting chin and shoulders. Inhale. Return to the floor. Exhale. We are isolating the movement to the upper section of the abdominals. We're trying to make sure that our pelvis stays the same, trying our best not to rock our pelvis, locking our pelvis here, planting our sacrum into the floor, just isolating the upper abdominals. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, coming up. Inhale back down. Exhale back up. Inhale down. Exhale up. We introduce the rotation, bringing the hands in front of you, maintaining the distance between the hands. We rotate slightly to the right. And exhale back to the center. Inhale to the left. Exhale back to the center. Neck remains in neutral, following the shoulder girdle. The shoulder girdle comes slightly beyond. We're thinking connecting our left oblique to our right hip at this point. Inhale back to center. Same again on the other side. We're connecting the right rib to the left hip. The rotation doesn't need to be big. Maintain the lift. We do one more each side. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. Inhale to center, exhale to the left hand side. Inhale to center, arms come behind the neck again, the head again lightly interlaced, lowering. Okay, we move on to hip disassociation. Once again, remaining in this position, arms come back down to the floor, firmly pressed to the mat, shoulders are proud. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, we remain in the 45-degree bend, simply lifting the right leg up, bringing it back to touch the floor lightly. We go 5 times. 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg comes down to the floor, left leg comes up to tabletop position. Thinking hip disassociation, letting the hip joint move while everything else stays lovely and strong and still. 3, 2, 1. We move on to leg changes. Bringing that left leg back up. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, switch legs. Inhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Don't forget to remain strong in the upper body, pressing through the mat. That's where a lot of your anchorage comes from. Letting all the movement happen in the hip joints. We go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Placing both feet firmly on the mat. Move on to leg circles. Left leg comes down onto the mat, long and strong, pointing the toe, activating the leg. We bring the right leg up to tabletop position. Pressing our arms firmly through the floor, we kick our heel up to the ceiling, aiming for as straight as possible. If this is your straight, that's fine. If this is your straight, that's also fine. We go out. 2, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath. We go in the other direction, maintaining stability in the pelvis. In breath, that is what determines your range of circle size. Out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath. We bring the leg to tabletop position, right leg comes to the floor, long and strong. We bring our left leg up to tabletop position, long and strong to the right leg, pointing the toe, activating the leg. It's where your anchor comes from, as well as the shoulders and the arms. We kick the left leg, the left heel up to the ceiling, and we go inwards, in breath, out breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath, in breath, out breath. Reverse, out breath, in breath, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Bring that left leg to tabletop position. Come to join the other one on the mat. We move on to double leg stretch. Bringing both legs to tabletop position. Coming up into a chest lift, grabbing the shins. We go double leg stretch. Inhale. Coming around. using the biceps to pull yourself up. We got 2 more. Last one. Moving to single leg stretch. Placing both hands on the left leg. Right hand comes under left hand, extending the right leg to 60 degrees. Inhale here. Switch. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. We move on to crisscross. Leaving the right knee where it is, twisting towards the right knee, hands are behind, lightly interlaced behind the neck. We go crisscross. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Last set. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Bringing the chest down, lowering the legs one at a time. Well done. Okay, we move on to front support. Coming to kneel of all fours on the mat. Wrist is beneath the shoulder, knees beneath hips. Knees are a fist width apart, which should be equivalent to your waist length apart. Front support, we extend the left leg to the back of the mat. We extend the right leg to the back of the mat. Creating a line, a long diagonal line between the shoulders, the hips, and the heels. We go slightly dust the knee, right knee, bringing it back. Lightly dust the left knee, bringing it back. Don't sink into the shoulders. Press proudly through. Inhale here. Exhale. Place the foot. Inhale, but dust the knee. Exhale, place the foot. We go one more each side. Coming back down to the quadrupedal position. Turning over, we come to sit on our mat. As such, we're going to go into back support. We'll do 2 versions here, a modified version and the original version. Firstly, setting up the hands, sitting up straight, palms on the back of your lumbar spine. We draw a line out and place the palms of the heels down, making sure that our upper body isn't sinking, proud in the shoulders, pressing firmly through the hands. Modified version, bringing the legs into 45-degree angle. We inhale here, exhale, press the hips up, letting the head fall naturally. Inhale back, exhale up. Full version, straight legs. Same thing with the setting up of the hands. Inhale here. We hinge the hips up, letting the head fall naturally. Inhale back down. Lightly touch. Exhale back up. We go for 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. And coming back. Next we move on to spine stretch. Bringing the arms out into a T position, legs remain firm and long on the floor. Feet are pointed, plantar flexed, sitting as straight as possible. We pump to the right hand side, Exhale twice. The exhale is what helps you get deeper into the movement. We are moving from inhale to the center, exhale, the ribs, without using momentum. Rotation through the spine. One more each side. And coming back. We move on to our classic roll-up. Please grab a towel if you have one and if necessary to place on the lower back for feedback. Okay, coming to lay supine on the mat. Coming to lay supine on the mat. Legs are active, pressing together, plantar flexed feet. We bring our arms up and overhead onto the floor, making sure that our ribs aren't flaring. We tuck the ribs in, inhale, arms come to 90 degrees. Exhale, thinking curling, not up. We curl, 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 bend the knees if necessary, keeping the C curve in the spine. Head, chin is nodded. We come shoulders over knees. Palms are facing each other. Arms are active. Hands are relaxed. Inhale here. Exhale. We begin the roll down. We want to print the lumbar spine. If you need to, please feel free to soften your knees. Arms come back overhead. Once again, connecting the ribs, making sure we're not flaring the ribs. Inhale, arms come to 90. Exhale, chin to chest, thinking curling, 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 curling. All the way up. Arms are parallel to the mat. And shoulders are ideally over the knees, as long as we're keeping the C curve. Make sure the shoulders are not coming out of the sockets. Inhale here. Exhale, we'll begin the curl down. Softening the knees to feel the lumbar. Bone by bone, we go all the way down and return to start position. 2 more. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, arms come to 90 degrees, excuse me. Exhale, continue the curl. Thinking energy drawing through the hands while still curling through the spine. Making sure the arms are coming out of the sockets. Inhale here. Exhale. Don't forget to be active through the legs, which helps create the counterweight for the roll down. And we go last one. Inhale. Arms come to 90 degrees. Exhale. Continue the curl. As if someone was pulling your hands, making sure you are plantar flexing the feet, active through the legs. Inhale here. Exhale. We roll back down, maintaining that C curve all the way through. Wonderful. We move on to roll over, our spinal articulation block. Arms come alongside you, hands are pressed firmly through the mat, shoulders are wide and proud. Legs come to tabletop position, exhale. Making sure that you've got a lovely pelvis stability set up. And we go, extend the legs to 60 degrees. Inhale, legs come to 90, exhale. Pressing through the arms, bringing the legs over the body, maintaining the C curve. Make sure that your belly is being pulled through to the spine. Let the feet flex, separate, touch the floor if you can. and finally dragging back. Thinking spinal curve, 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 curve. As soon as you've planted that lumbar spine, pointing the feet, small circle, coming back to start. Inhale, legs come to 90 degrees. Exhale, pressing through the hands. Let the legs come over as far as they can for you. Flex the feet, separate the feet, plant the feet down. If you can, maintaining that curve, we curl the spine down. As soon as the lumbar spine is planted, we point the feet, teardrop to bring them back together. Return to start position. We inhale, exhale. Pressing through the arms. It's very important that you're using the arms. Flex the feet, separate the feet, place the toes on the floor, thinking dragging the toes back until you can't maintain it anymore. Rolling the spine down, pressing through the hands, pointing the feet, teardrop, return to start. Bringing the legs down to tabletop position, returning to the floor. Lovely. We move on to some more seated work. Please come back to seated position. And we do the lovely saw stretch. So sitting up straight, our heels are towards the edge of the mat. Arms come to T position. We bring the right arm in on the inhale to 90 degrees. Exhale, diving the right hand to the left foot on the outside of the foot. Left arm goes back, thinking energy towards the back of the room, energy towards the front of the room, maximizing the rotation, thinking chest to thigh, connecting the hand to the foot if you can, but that connection is important somewhere on the leg. We inhale, return to the upward position. The arm comes to opens to the T position. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, left hand comes to 90 degrees. Exhale, diving through. Connecting the left hand to the outside of the right foot, thinking chest to thigh, energy twisting the spine. Energy through the hands, twisting the spine. Inhale, we come up, open to T position. Exhale, return to center. We go one more each side. Right hand comes through to 90 degrees on the inhale. Exhale, we dive through, connecting the hand to any point in the leg, but using the connection to enhance the twist. Thinking chest to quad. Inhale, sitting up straight, opening to T position. Exhale, return to center. Last one, left hand comes into 90 degrees on the inhale. Exhale, diving through. Maximizing the stretch and the length, still bringing the chest down. Inhale, coming up. Open to T position. Exhale, return to center. We move on to another stretch, mermaid stretch. Coming to sit with the right leg or whichever leg in front and in line with the mat. The left leg creating the other side of the box. We begin our mermaid by making sure, we want to make sure that we're planting that hip bone. So emphasizing by lifting, placing it down again. We are trying to get the spine, hips in line and spine as straight as possible. Once again, lifting the hip, coming back down. One more time. And we begin the mermaid stretch. Arms come out naturally to touch the floor. Bending the right arm to come down to the floor. Left arm naturally comes up. Coming up and over. Maximizing the lateral stretch. Arm returns to its natural position. Coming up onto off of the elbow rather, and back to center. We go again. planting the hand, planting the elbow, letting the arm come to its natural position, and letting the arm come up and over, maximizing the stretch. Bringing this hip down into the floor, maximizing the stretch. We are thinking curl, a nice big U shape, as opposed to long. Returning by lifting the elbow, well, bringing the arm down, then lifting the elbow. We move on to the other side. Simply lean back, bring the legs in front of you, bring the left leg in line with the mat, and the right leg to create the box on the other side. Okay, arms coming to their open V position, lightly touching the mat. That's how you judge where your hands should be. We once again do the hip lift on this side, placing the left hand down, bringing the right hip up, pressing the right hip down into the floor as much as possible, thinking straight spine. We go again, lifting the hip, placing that hip down. Don't forget to breathe. Lifting that hip again, and placing that hip down. Lovely. Once again, bringing those arms to, those fingertips to lightly touch the mat. We plant the left hand, let the right arm come, plant the left elbow, let this right arm come up and over, thinking maximizing the lateral stretch, as in creating the U. And right arm comes up and over, left arm straightens off of the floor, hands come to center. We go again, diving the left hand, dropping the left elbow, right arm comes up and over, making sure not to drop the neck into the shoulders, extending the neck proudly. And right arm comes up and over, left elbow comes off the floor, left hand comes off the floor. Okay, coming into our final block, which is back extension. We come to lay prone on the mat. Start with legs together and arms, we'll move the arms now. Separating the legs slightly and externally rotating the hips, as in drawing the toes outward and the heels inward. We start in that position on the lower half of the body, bringing the arms up to create a similar V position, as in forearms towards the end of the mat, making sure that we're engaging the scapula. We lift and we begin to swim. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, exhale. Lovely. We come to do our swan dive prep. Bringing the legs together, externally rotating the hips slightly, as in rotating the heels towards each other. We make sure that we connect the belly to the spine, belly button to the spine. Starting position. Elbows are beneath the shoulders. Starting position of the upper body. Elbows are beneath shoulders. Lovely. We are proud through the chest. We come up. We come down. We come up. We come down. Make sure that you are active through the legs and the glutes. Exhale down.
Inhale up. Exhale down. Go to the limit that you can. Thinking proud in the chest, wide shoulders. Last one. Coming down to the mat. We come into our cat stretch to finalize the session. Coming to lay, to kneel, knees beneath hips, wrists beneath shoulders. Making sure that we aren't collapsing into the shoulders or forcing too much of a stretch at this point. Coming to a lovely neutral shoulder position. We inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift the chin, drop the belly. Drop the belly and the chin should lift naturally. Maximizing that stretch. Exhale through the center. Inhale. Squeezing the butt and pressing through the shoulders. Let the chin fall naturally, maximizing that back flexion. Inhale through center. I've got the breathing wrong. Exhale. Reverse the cat stretch. Inhale through center. Exhale, maximizing the stretch. Inhale through center. Exhale, maximize the stretch. Last one, inhale. And we come back to neutral. And that is how we finish our session. Please don't forget your roll downs. And I hope that you enjoyed it.